What's going on, YouTube family? My name's Garrett. I'm a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. And if you're an Amazon seller, in today's video, I'm gonna be going over why you need to be attacking variation listings. Now, if you're new to Amazon and just getting started and don't know the term variation listing, essentially a variation listing is a listing that has multiple different variations. So for example, you might have a pair of shoes in a red color, a blue color, a black color, a yellow color, a purple color, and then each color has 12 different sizes, right? So that one listing has a bunch of different products, different variations within that one listing. Now it also might be some baking soda, right, in a bag, but on the listing you could order a 1-pack, a 2-pack, a 3-pack, or maybe there's a baking soda with some flour bundle variation on that listing as well. So there's a lot of listings on Amazon, and if you're familiar with shopping, you might click on some of these listings, see different sizes, colors, multi-packs, bundles of 2 different items together. So that's essentially what a variation listing is. As an Amazon seller, variation listings present us with a ton of opportunity that I really don't see a lot of Amazon sellers talking about or even taking advantage of. So that's why I'm making this video. I want you guys watching this channel to be able to go out there and take advantage of the insane amount of opportunity that are out there with variation listings. So the first advantage we have as sellers with variation listings and the opportunities that we can go out and find is there's tons of variations on Amazon that are out of stock and that have been out of stock for a long time. It might be a shoe color they have every other color in stock, but for some reason on that listing the maroon one isn't in stock, or maybe it's a shoe listing or a clothing listing where only they have half of the sizes available, but there's still demand for a size 12 and a size 10, but for some reason those sizes haven't been in stock for a while. So as an Amazon seller, that allows us the opportunity to go out there and try to find these products that are out of stock on these variation listings. We can come onto that listing, be the only seller with that variation option available, and we can essentially pretty much price almost however we want. We can't price it crazily, right? But there's tons of items where every other variation selling for, let's say, 35 bucks. I go out and find the variation that's out of stock. I come on that listing 10 bucks higher. If an Amazon customer wants the specific variation I have, or they wear a specific size, or for some reason they just want the variation I'm offering, they are going to pay more even though there's a ton of different variation options on that listing at a lower price. So that's the first benefit. We have the opportunity to go out and find these opportunities on Amazon where stuff's out of stock, it's been out of stock, there's that supply shortage in the market for that particular item. And a lot of the ways Amazon sellers source is with different softwares, so on and so forth. And a lot of these softwares are based on UPC and all that stuff, and they don't pick up products that are out of stock. So it's actually relatively very simple as an Amazon seller to go on Amazon, do some product research, find variation listings, and it's very easy to identify opportunities where stuff's out of stock and it's been out of stock. But a lot of sellers just don't think of sourcing that way, which that's pretty much a majority of how I do my sourcing is I'm on Amazon looking for listings with variations that are out of stock, have been out of stock. I can come on that listing, be the only seller with that product available for at least some period of time before other sellers kind of catch on, and I can capitalize on that product and make great money selling it. That's the first type of variation listing. Now the second type of variation listings is it might be a listing that's separate from the main listing, right? So for example, you might have a baking soda, like I mentioned before. You have it in a 1-pack, a 2-pack, a 3-pack, but there's another listing that's selling that same baking soda but has it bundled with another product, right? So we can go out there and find these different listings that don't have the actual product UPC connected to the listing because there's 2 separate products in there. So a lot of times sellers will create new listings for these bundles and variations. We can go out there and find those listings manually. A lot of the competition isn't finding these listings because of the softwares they use are searching for UPCs or different pictures, stuff like that. And for some reason, some listings do not pop up. And that allows us as Amazon sellers to avoid a ton of competition and keep our margins a lot higher because we have less competition and less supply pushing those prices on those listings down, simply because majority of other sellers aren't finding those opportunities with these specific products. So if you're out there sourcing, you find a product that is profitable on one listing, there might be 4 other listings on Amazon that contain that same product that might present additional opportunities to you as an Amazon seller to broaden your catalog, simply by just finding different product listings and variations of the same product you're already selling. So you can go from selling on one listing to 4 or 5 different listings with the same exact product. So that's another benefit as an Amazon seller with variations, is it allows us to sell the same type of product in a few different ways and bring in additional revenue and profits into our Amazon business. And the third and final opportunity there is on Amazon that does require a little bit more work, but it can be extremely profitable if you're willing to do this little extra step, is oftentimes when you're out there sourcing, once you start to get to know the Amazon business, you've sold in certain categories a lot. Like, I've sold a ton of shoes, so I know particular shoe models that sell extremely well. So when I'm out sourcing, I can pretty much identify which shoes are selling well, around how much they sell for, so on and so forth. And with that knowledge, it allows me to see and identify things that kind of look out of the ordinary, right? So for example, last week I was out sourcing and I went to an outlet store. They had a whole rack of these shoes marked down to like 20 bucks. I've sold different colors of this particular shoe in the past. Great seller, super fast seller, usually sells for around 55 to 60 bucks. So I knew if I could purchase these shoes at 20, sell for 55 to 60, that'd be great. But for some reason, the shoe color, sometimes there's stuff that goes on with Amazon listings where certain variations on a listing get detached from the main listing and kind of pushed off to their own single listing. So then the rank really spikes up, and sometimes they never gain the traction back because it might just be a single shoe, a single size, a single color on one listing. An opportunity you can take advantage of is you can actually get these listings connected back onto the main listings. The main listing for this shoe was ranked 511 at the current moment. I mean, these shoes fly. And it was a great color, black and white, which is an awesome color for a shoe. And I was like, I gotta get these shoes back on the main listing. So I did what I had to do, got those shoes paired back up with the main listing. There's no other sellers on it, right? I'm gonna be the only seller with those shoes and those sizes for that color with a 511 rank. And I was able to pick up about 100 pairs of them. So that's gonna be great profits for me. There shouldn't be a ton of competition, because by the time other sellers, if they find them for that cheap, I'm already gonna have my stuff in stock and it's gonna be selling through, generating me profit. So that's another way, if you're willing to put in that little bit of extra work, if you have an opportunity of buying, just having that specialized knowledge in your head about certain products, different listings, variations, so on and so forth. You can get different variations added onto the main listing. It's just a really great way to sell products that a lot of other sellers are not finding, skipping past because it's too much work for them, even though it takes like 5 minutes. Or they just don't know how to do it. So those are the 3 reasons why each and every one of you guys out there as Amazon sellers should be utilizing variation listings, especially when you're doing product research to find profitable products. I actually teach all of this stuff in depth inside of the Arbitrage University, my Amazon selling program. There's a ton of great knowledge in there, and I'd love to have you as a part of the team. So definitely check it out, link in the description. If you're new to the channel, would love to have you as a family. I post videos every single week teaching you how to become an Amazon seller, so definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. And that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed, hope I brought you value, and I'll see you on the next video.